Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia chapter 214. So to start off, we basically got a brand new a brand new a brand new color page, and the thing about these color pages is the thing about these color pages that I've always kind of liked about My Hero Academia is that Horikoshi combine is that Horikoshi is just such a nerd in the sense where he has this absolute love for fantasy that he has this absolute love for fantasy where I can see how passionate he is about his love for fantasy where just from the way that he incorporates into pretty much just from the way he decorates, just from the way he basically he inserts his characters into these fantastical fantasy settings. And honestly, it's like don't get me wrong. I definitely see how or he definitely got his love for fantasy, and I'm kind of and don't get me wrong. I'm glad that he used this series as a benchmark in order to start My Hero Academia. But when I definitely see a color page like this where Horikoshi just kind of uses it as an opportunity to go wild and just kind of explore his basically fantasy loving side, it really just kind of makes me wonder even more just what kind of a series that pretty much barrage of what kind of a series the barrage of what it could have been had it been allowed in order to continue. Like, don't get me wrong, I love My Hero Academia, but it does make a man wonder almost of what barrage pretty much could have been had it not gotten canceled, because you can see that the man, that aside from having a passion for superheroes, that the man also has a passion for fantasy. So yeah, it's just one of those things that makes the mind wonder almost. um Now, having said that, and the other thing in order to talk about with this color page is that it is hyping up the My Hero Academia. The hype is hyping up pretty much the basically it's basically the third pretty much popularity poll of My Hero Academia, and which, to be honest, to be honest with you all, I really don't put much stock in the popularity polls all that much to begin with, but with but having checked it out like myself, or maybe it was an early thing, I don't, maybe it was just an early ranking, I don't know. But with Shinso pretty much coming in at number 10, I guess it does show that Horikoshi, he definitely made the right decision in but by pretty much using this arc as a means in order to focus on Shinzo, because I don't think, honestly, like I don't, if Horikoshi hadn't focused on Shinzo, I think he would have been a lot lower. But because we have been focusing on him, it actually is, his ranking increased quite a bit. So yeah, I forget where Shinzo was in the last one, in the last popularity poll, but yeah, the fact that Shinzo has bumped his way up to number 10 is saying something for sure. Um, and all right, let's just, and from there, let's kind of get into the big stuff, cause no lie, when I saw Monoma had gained Izuku's powers, I actually had I because no lie, when I first saw that Monoma had gained Izuku's powers, I actually had to go back to the previous chapter in order to see when wait, I got confused at that point, and I had to know, like, when exactly did Monoma get it. So I went back to the previous chapter in order to see when it happened, and I suppose even though it happened from a little, even though it was a little ways away and we couldn't see properly too much, I guess Monoma managed to like get a little hit on Izuku in the initial scuffle. So, which is when it happened. And I'm not gonna lie, definitely something about but the way that Horikoshi just kind of brushed the whole thing off. What was kind of funny, yet at the same time answered the question of what would happen if Monoma pretty much tried to steal the quirk of One for All, which apparently, from what we see of what Monoma can steal, it seems he can only steal basically the surface layer power, which is which is the super strength part of it, and which definitely puts any fears of Monoma learning the secret to bed, at least for right now, I would say. But and And but yeah, there's something about the way that Horikoshi decided to just kind of say, "Hey, it happened, so let's move on." Like the moment Monoma pretty much got his power, he got tackled by pretty much Ochiko, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there was something about that was just supremely funny. Like he got this massive power, and boom, Ochiko just kind of just basically curb stomped him. It's there's something just funny about that. Um, and And now, having said that, with the whole, having said that, there is an aspect of this whole situation of Izuku pretty much losing the surface layer of One For All's power, and by the final page of this chapter, suddenly being able to use the exact power that went haywire just moments ago, that feels a touch forced. Like he in the final chapter, he was using his predecessor's power, and like I said, it feels. I mean, just the fact that just the fact that by the last chapter he's suddenly, oh, he's able to control this power now. It's just, it seemed a little off to me, and I'm sure I'm reading too much into it, and that by the next chapter we're actually gonna see that Izuku pretty much, he doesn't have like complete and full control over that power yet, and that he is still gonna struggle using it. But it just I think the main problem that I pretty much have with basically with Izuku pretty much transitioning into using his predecessor's power so quickly all of a sudden is that on top of the fact on top of the fact that for me on top of the fact that for me that it didn't feel like there was a whole lot of build up to begin with it. The other problem I have is that it feels a little manipulative in the sense where it just the way it kind of appeared like that, it feels like Horikoshi it feels like Horikoshi he pretty much only pretty much got he only had Monoma pretty much only served the purpose of getting rid of Izuku, the East surface layer of Izuku's power, only for the express purpose of showing Izuku's new power. So yeah, like just the whole build up and the whole transition of Izuku pretty much being able to use his new power now, it just felt it felt a little manipulative and a little forced on Horikoshi's part. Like it's almost like he wanted to move, he just wanted to get to it as fast as he could or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I can say that there is something that feels a little off there. I just don't know precisely what it is for sure. Um, Now, speaking of Monoma himself, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really gonna start looking at this character in a new light after this arc. Because if nothing else, the one thing I've gotten from Monoma's development thus far is that he sort of represents the whole idea of making the best of basically of anything you're given. Like with Monoma, he obviously with Monoma, it's obvious that he pretty much that from birth he basically as he was from Monoma's childhood, at least from the little from his little excerpts of dialogue we saw, it's clear that from in his childhood he basically saw his quirk as nothing, as basically a little he was jealous of other people with basically such amazing quirks, and so he felt it was almost his duty, and he was forced to basically making the most of the quirk he had, which of course he has, and while I can say that I don't think that we're always going to agree with Monoma's methods, but but the only way. But it's one of those things where the only way he sees for himself in order to survive in this world it's the only way the way he's doing things is the only way he sees him the only way he sees himself as being able to survive in this world of heroes. And it's funny, I never really thought of it like this before, but a lot of Monoma's character development thus far and what we've learned about Monoma, it really does paint a picture of how similar he pretty much he and Bakugo actually are, believe it or not. Like there is a weird similarity between Bakugo and Izuku, or Bakugo and Monoma in the way where in a way that I don't think they are willing to admit, because with Bakugo, for instance, even though we have to admit that of course Bakugo he's a lot more open and willing to admit that his quirk isn't the best for it, but at the same time the fact that he isn't able to do a whole lot of typical hero work here, a lot of typical heroics with his quirk is kind of is in a way its own kind of hindrance. So yeah, it's again Monoma and Bakugo. I think that the both of them definitely have a lot more in common than they think. But there's there's this 6 feet wall of crap between them that they need to work out. Um, and yeah, let's talk about Shinso because yeah, after seeing that flashback with Aizawa, I definitely want him to win against Izuku, or at the very least, pretty much finally and once for all, pretty much once for all, pretty much earn his spot in the hero course, even more than I already did. Like, but I already, like, don't get me wrong, I want Shinzo in order to get into the hero course already, but somehow all the me wanting him to get in just keeps increasing more and more and more, like, and with this chapter it increased more to, like, I don't know, like 1,000 more. Like, I just want him to get into the hero course just so much more now after this chapter, because yeah, even because for I didn't realize this. Until pretty much until the flashback. But I really should have realized it from the very moment that we basically saw pretty much Shinzo using Aizawa's rap. Is that Aizawa? This battle between Izuku and Shinzo has become a duel of the proteges, which is funny if you think about it. But while Shinzo is developing as a character, I think we can admit that pretty much that the same pretty much goes for Aizawa, like, because the thing about him is that he willingly gave Shinzo. He's willing to take Shinzo under his wing, which shows he's starting to see the value of passing on his knowledge to basically one specific individual, in the same way that All Might has been doing this entire time with Izuku. And like any student mentor relationship, pretty much it seems that the one thing that is driving Aizawa's decision right now is that he wants to see his student, that being Shinzo, uh, pretty much do well and succeed. And in this particular instance, from what I just saw of the battle, it almost feels it almost feels like he's pretty much like Aizawa is using Izuku as a means as a means of a sort of a benchmark in order for Shinzo in order to strive for, like, he's basically using this whole he's using this whole, like, rivalry between the two of them in order to have Shinzo develop even more as a hero. Which, yeah, I think if you're gonna do, like, honestly, I think everything that Aiza was doing in this has been doing up to this point in order to help Shinzo. It's I think it's making him even better teacher than pretty much All Might. I'm just saying that right now. But yeah, guys. But yeah, I just can't wait. If Aizawa is permanently taking Shinzo under his wing as a student, I can't wait to see as to where this is going to go. I just can't. I'm so hyped now in order to see the type of hero that Shinzo's gonna develop into. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AniList, or Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.